Does do you want to hear the Paul Linn story?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, it's gonna be a little bit, but it's very important.
Now, is this a Me Too story?
I mean, it's damning. Okay, it's
as long
damning.
as you don't get raped.
Captain, do you mind if I say one more thing?
Please.
Is it about hips?
No, yeah. I think
Hips don't lie.
It's a canine.
Captain, I'm ready to hear this story, buddy.
Okay.
All right, let's hear the story, Captain. You're safe with us. We care about you. Tell us anything, okay?
This is
All
just
right?
this is like a Zoom call, right? This is not live, right?
This is not live at all. This is
Not live. We're all here for you.
All right, this is secret information, guys. So.
Yeah.
This is a confessional.
All right, so I get there to the school weight room thing because he coaches football, and I instantly get a headache. Like there is a smell permeating this room, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on right now?"
Yeah.
So he's got this like curtain set up in the back corner, blocking off what's going on. He's like, "I noticed that you smelled that, and the school isn't allowed to know about this. This is my thing." And I was like, "All right, well, what's back there?" And he opens it, and it's like these candles with his face on them, right? And a bunch of like potpourri that he's bagging up.
Shut up.
I'm saying?
Shut up.
And I was like, what the fuck is potpourri? Is like a bunch of like
Dead
smelly,
flowers.
yeah, dead flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like big in the
Huge shit.
90s, 80s, stuff like that. I was like, so what the fuck are you doing? He was like, well, I'm starting my own company, and I'm going to call it Paul Puri.
Paul Puri.
Yeah.
Dude, I believe it. He's an entrepreneur.
So
our society is so twisted that we now have men who are selling candles.
well, let me just, you'll see here.
Wait, it's a long story.
He I don't know if anybody knows this about Paul, but he is a huge Tom Cruise fan. Did you guys know that?
No.
So
Yeah, he's a Scientologist. I knew that.
I got him a framed Born on the 4th of July poster because it's got Tom Cruise on the cover, of that poster there.
Yeah.
All patriotic says Born on the 4th of July. So I hand it to him, and then he fucking breaks it over his knee, and then he spits on it. And I was like, what the fuck? That was signed. Like, you love Tom Cruise. Like, what's the problem? And he was like, how in the fuck did the studios get this wrong? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the typo on the cover, on the poster. And I was like, what T-O-M? I don't know. It's Tom. Like, what's wrong? He was like, anybody that knows Tom Cruise knows he was not born on the 4th of July. He was born on July 3rd, 1962. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, Paul, listen.
You have to calm him down.
These are movies.
Yeah.
These are not real. And he was like, what are you talking about? He does all his own stunts. And I was like, yeah, I know he does his own stunts, but the movies are like made up. He's like, you're telling me Top Gun is fake? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, he has his pilot license. And I was like, well, that's a little confusing, but yes, he does, but it's fake. That's real, but it's fake, okay? And it took him a little bit to accept it. And he asked me, like, what about cartoons? And I was like, well, cartoons are completely fake.
Uh-oh.
So do you think like it's fake like Tom Cruise never flew a jet, or do you think it's fake like Tom Cruise didn't fly a jet and pull a bunch of G's and say his lines?
Like the story's made up is what I'm saying.
So you basically told Paul that there's no Santa.
Whoa. So he was happy about the cartoon part. And he was like, I'm going back to school and I've been working on a thesis and it's about cartoons. And I was like, oh, well, can you expand further on that? And he was like, yeah. So if you guys just give me a moment here, here's the lecture I got on cartoons from Paul Linn. He was like, cartoons teach kids many valuable moral lessons. You know what I mean?
Well, they used to. Now they teach kids to have fucking sodomite sex.
Exactly.
They've been doing that shit subliminally. I think the millennials had that shit too in their cartoons. Yeah. They had all this, like in Hey Arnold, like there's all this subliminal fucking sexual content that was going on.
Hey Arnold is definitely coming up.
Okay, god damn.
So he was like, there's the Lie episode. You know what I'm talking about? SpongeBob has one. Hey Arnold has one. It's basically The Boy Who Cried Wolf, but in that universe. And he was like, there's the one where the kids have a tree house and a contractor comes to town or something and he's going to tear down the forest. And they're like, we're not moving. There was a Hey Arnold episode on this. We're not getting out of this treehouse. This tells you the importance of nature and the environment. This is very important to kids.
Captain Planet.
So then there was a show called
down to zero.
There was a show called Rocket Power. You guys ever seen Rocket Power?
Where the kid breaks his legs snowboarding.
Yeah, it was like, extreme sports. Well, Tony Hawk comes to town in one of the episodes. And it's a group of friends, but one of the friends really sucks up to Tony Hawk and stops hanging out with his other friends. Oh. There's a big tournament coming up, a skateboarding tournament. They're all getting ready by themselves without him. But after the tournament's over, Tony Hawk leaves, and the kids don't want to see him anymore. You know what I mean? Because he's been a dickhead. And this one teaches you the value of friendship. Right? So he saved the most important one for last. Okay, you guys ready for this? This is the most important moral you can learn in a cartoon. He was like, okay, the genie episodes. So, it always goes like this. Like some guy gets a genie and then he says, I want all the girls to like love me. So then all these girls love him. You know what I mean? And then he's like, oh, it's great. I want a bunch of money. So then he gets a bunch of money. But then all these like zombie girls are coming after him and he can't do anything anymore because all the girls love him on planet Earth. So inevitably, the last wish is always, I want everything to go back to normal, essentially wasting everything. And the moral of this and why it's so important is that it makes kids stop and think about what they would actually ask a genie for if they ever met one. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to waste your wishes.
Yeah.
So anyway, after he got done with that lecture, he was like, can you order me a pizza? My phone doesn't have any signal. I was like, yeah, man, what do you want? He was like, well, listen, I'm a little picky. I'm gluten-free. And I was like, okay, you're gluten-free. I was like, what do you want on it? He's like, I want no sauce.
Isn't a normal pizza gluten-free?
I'm not sure. He wants medium pizza, no sauce, pineapple, no cheese, and a bunch of basil, right? So I call up, like, hey, how's it going? Like, yeah, man, it's going to be about 30 minutes. 30 minutes, all right? So I was like, all right, cool, man. So then it comes, it gets delivered, and I open it up, and it's a pepperoni pizza.
Oh.
Right? So I call back, and I'm like, what's going on here? He's like, what you mean what's going on, man? I was like, this is wrong, completely wrong. Like, what's going on? He's like, man, I think you need to look at that pizza again. So I was like, okay, it's fucking a pepperoni pizza, like a standard pepperoni pizza. He's like, yo, man, you ain't giving me no credit. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, at least it's a medium. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, after that, Paul M was like, just leave, please.
So that was the end of it?
Yeah. He's like,
he just told you to leave? Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's sad, dude.
No, thank you.
That's a good story.
Wait, Captain, are you mixed?
What's that?
Which part did he touch you? I missed that part.
I would buy some Paul-Pourri.
Some Paul-Pourri.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, Captain, it sounds like you and Paul had a hell of a time.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
That's
very
awesome.
Interesting, yeah.
We're gonna have to clip that out and have that as a separate story about your time with Paul.
That's definitely
I think you'll appreciate it. I hope he doesn't care that I talked about his business.
All the truth. Yeah, I mean, you put his business out there, but
I mean, I'm promoting it. All right, Paul Pourri, you get it now.
I want to know what pizza place you ordered from.
It was called P.D. Pablo's Pizza and Dough.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you had a quick answer to that.
Well, I mean, that's what it was. So, you know what I mean?
I mean, of course.
That's the pizza place, okay?
Was that? Never mind. I'll ask you off air.
Yeah.
Well, hey, so you guys didn't even get to grip up. That's a damn shame, dude.
Yeah, you know, maybe next time.
Maybe next time, yeah.
So,
Maybe if we end the show,
I mean,
we can all talk.
you asked me about my fault.
Wait, we're live.
Oh, Captain, I forgot we are still live. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
That went.
Sorry, Paul. I'm so sorry.
Paul will never forgive you, dude.
I'm also sorry to the guy at the counter at Petey Pablo's Pizza and Dough. I'm sorry.
Hopefully he's not watching an arm wrestling podcast. You never know.
He was Chinese too. It's a good thing.
Korean barbecue.
Chinese pizza. Petey Pablo's
Captain,
Pizza
are you
and
going to
Dough.
come? If you